Nice. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we have got ourselves the FCX24 Power Wagon. So it's a 1/24th scale mini crawler. So let's get it out of the box, let's see what it's like. So see what we get in there. So as usual, comes in your nice FMS styrofoam box, so it keeps everything well packaged. So you get your bag of goodies, we'll check those out in a second. You've got the red, the yellow or the blue. I actually really like the red. I think the red might be my favourite colour. Then you get your usual FMS controller. You know, decent little controllers. They're nice in the hand, you know, really easy to drive one-handed. Obviously it's a 2-speed, so you've got your channel 3 on the side, so you can change first, neutral and second gear. So bind button turns your lights on. You can switch through different cycles like forward brake reverse, forward reverse and so on. You know, it's got your steering trim and your throttle trim and everything. So yeah, nice little controller. No problems with this. I actually really like using this controller because I drive one-handed all the time and it's really nice in the hand. So yeah, decent little controller. Let's check out what we get in our bag of goodies. So you get a nice little sticker sheet, get your usual wheel hex tool, your 2-amp USB charger, and then you get your rear roll bar and your spare wheel. On the back here, you can fit the roll bar, and then you can obviously fit the rear wheel. And the last thing you get then is your bag of O-rings, because the shocks are just friction shocks, but with these you can convert them to oil-filled shocks, which, just to show you the difference, friction shocks, oil-filled shocks, friction, oiled. So I've already oil-filled the shocks in the yellow one, massive difference. For the sake of a little bit of work fitting these O-rings, it's definitely worth doing. It's a shame they didn't do it oil-filled out of the box, to be honest. I know a lot of people, you know, don't run it oil-filled, they prefer friction, but for me, I just prefer that movement of the oil-filled shocks. And I think it makes it more stable. So you got some nice little scale details on the body. You know, you got your little door handles, you got your snorkel, you got your windscreen wipers, you know, you got a nice front grille, you got working LED lights on the front, you got your side steps on there as well. The wheels are kind of like Steelies with these all-terrain mud tyres on there. So there's no foams, you know, they're not bad. I've ran the yellow Power Wagon in the mud and they do kind of push through the mud pretty well, to be honest. And they're not too bad on the rocks either. But we'll get it out on the rocks later and we'll take it for a crawl and you can see how it actually performs. But yeah, nice looking body. So to get your body off, you've got these 2 little clips in here. And then you've got 2 clips at the front as well. And then your body lifts off and you've got your cable plugged in for your front LEDs. Quite a short cable on this one, so just pull that out. Just pop that to the side. So it's a nylon chassis, 4-link on the rear, 4-link on the front. Portal axles on the front and on the rear. It's got a 2-speed gearbox, a 130 size motor. It's got an all-in-one ESC and receiver. You know, it's got really nice slow speed control on these FCX24 rigs. You know, I've used the Power Wagon a little bit, the yellow one. I've also got a K5 Blazer and the V2 Smasher. That's the one thing about these rigs. The slow speed control is really, really nice. And with that 2-speed, you know, it gives you a nice bit of flexibility. You can crawl really slow, or obviously you can whack it into second gear and have a nice little rip. So that's really cool. So your battery just goes in here. And it's your usual FMS 380 milliamp hour 2S Lipo battery. Okay, so a decent little battery. You do get a nice little bit of runtime out of these. It's basically a 99% ready to run rig. All you need is 4 AAAs for your transmitter. Now in terms of suspension and everything, like I said, it is just friction shocks, but you can make them oil-filled shocks. But you do get some nice flex from these rigs as standard. So, you know, when you're crawling, you do get, you know, really nice flex. Now if you do oil-fill the shocks, then it's less bouncy, but also when you're crawling with that flex, it's a lot more stable, so you get that nice kind of movement. So in my opinion, I would oil fill the shocks, but like I said, I appreciate not everybody wants to do it. Press the bind button on the transmitter, your lights will come on. Okay, so you've just got front LED headlights on the Power Wagon. There's no other lights on it, it's just the headlights. Now there's a couple of simple things you can do to make it better straight out of the box. I've got a video on some simple mods that you can do to make this thing better straight away. Videos on the K5 Blazer, but the same thing applies to the Power Wagon. I'll put a link in the description to that if you want to check it out. Just some simple things you can do to give yourself more steering angle and a bit of better drivability. So size-wise, I would say the Power Wagon is more of a 24th scale rig. If you look at the size of it compared to the SCX24, which is what you've got here in blue, you know, it is much closer. They're both obviously 24th scale. Then you've got a Traxxas TRX 4M here, which is 1/18th scale. And then you've got your FCX24 K5 here, which in my opinion is more of an 18th scale as opposed to a 24th scale. If you look at the different options, the K5 or the Power Wagon, you can't decide, but you do want something more 24th scale, then maybe the Power Wagon would be the better choice. I love the K5 body, to be honest. It's my favourite FCX24. I just think it looks fantastic. So FCX24 K5 would be my choice, but the Power Wagon does look really cool as well. But just to give you an idea of the size comparison between the different rigs, TRX4M, SCX24, FCX24. Okay. And just to say, I do have a comparison video of the FCX24 K5 versus the SCX24 and the TRX4M. So I'll put a link in the description to those as well if you want to see how they compare. I'll let you make your own mind up, but in my opinion, out of the box, the FCX24 is a better way to run the TRX4M in my opinion. Disagree with me if you want, but I'm not a Traxxas hater. I love Traxxas. My TRX4 and my 1/10 scale is my go-to 1/10 scale rig, but in my opinion, the FCX24 is a better ray to run than the TRX4M. You know, 2-speed, portal axles, decent slow speed control. Yes, okay, the shocks aren't oil filled, but it can be easily remedied. And I think for the value for money and what you get with the hard bodies, just better all round in my opinion. But anyway, let's get this thing out of the rocks. Let's give it a test. Let's see what it's like, and then let's take it for a trail, and then you guys can see what you think. We are outside with the FCX24 Power Wagon. You can see it's got a nice bit of flex there. We're going to give it a try on the little mini rock crawler course we got in the back garden. So we're in first gear. We might need a bit of wheel speed to get up here, but we'll try at slow speed first. You can see you kind of get caught on that little ledge there. Let's try back it up a little bit and just see if we can get around that ledge. Otherwise, might need a bit of wheel speed. Oh, nice, got it there. Oh. Nice. You can see, you know, how wobbly it is with just the friction shocks. Definitely going to oil fill those shocks. That's going to be the first mod that I'm going to do. Those tyres aren't bad, to be fair, you know, they're getting up everything pretty easily, you know, they're not bad at all. Let's try it coming down. Obviously it is a little bit top heavy, so depending on my skill, whether I can get it down without it falling off. Nice. Oh. So this is where I think having those shocks oil filled just makes it more stable on those drops, instead of it just kind of bouncing and then unsettling itself. You know, it kind of levels off a bit in my opinion. Look at that slow speed control. That is nice. You know, super slow. Really, really good out of the box. I'd be surprised if this tyre's managed to get up here. Oh, oh, oh. Nice. Wowza. I did not expect it to do that at all. I mean, that was really good. Look, it's just managed to get up there. That's super slow crawling as well. Just try a bit of downhill, just see how it manages the descent. Again, we're going to try and go nice and slow. You can see how wobbly it is, you know. I did alright. Whoa. I love that slow speed. Nice. Have to go slow here, it's just going to tip. Oh, couldn't catch it, that was my fault. I should have turned then, but you can see it is a little bit top heavy. You know, I would say, obviously, you know, it's the same chassis as the FCX24 K5, you know, exactly the same, just a different body, but Obviously this is a bit more 1/24th scale, and obviously with this Power Wagon body it's not as heavy as the K5, so it is a bit more stable at the box. So I think this thing, you know, with some low down weight, you know, some different tyres if you want to run different tyres, but yeah, some low down weight, I think this thing's going to be an absolute machine. And it looks really cool as well. I really like the Power Wagon body, and I really like in this red. I actually really like this colour. So I've got the blue and the yellow as well, but I think the red is definitely my favourite. Like I said, it's a bit of a kind of a candy metallic almost, I reckon. But yeah, I'm really happy with that. I think for an RTR, you know, that's really, really cool. Let's try out first and second gear, and then let's find some obstacles and see what these mud tyres are like, and yeah, see how it performs on the trail. Okay, so just first of all, just how slow we can go in first gear. You can see you got a nice slow speed. We'll try it out on some routes as well in a minute so you can just see how it performs as it comes up against obstacles, but that's really cool. And now let's see what it's like in second gear. I'm expecting it to be a little bit quicker than the K5 because obviously it's a slightly lighter body. So yeah, let's give it full throttle in second and see what it's like. You can see it's got plenty of wheel speed in second, to be fair. I think it is a little bit quicker than the K5. So yeah, plenty of wheel speed. Okay, let's see how it does on a little bank climb with some loose kind of sandy dirt. It has been raining, so it's quite sticky, so it might struggle for grip a little bit, but let's just give it a try. You can see those tyres are kind of getting jammed up a bit with the mud, which is kind of to be expected, but we're see if we can buy some mud to try it in, but yeah, not too bad. I ran my K5 through water quite a bit, so you know, right next to a stream, so we might as well see if it's waterproof, shall we? I think they are, but let's find out. Well, it drove through it okay. Obviously we're right at the beginning of our run, so we'll carry on and we'll see if it still works in 5 minutes. Okay, let's try it on some routes and see what these tyres are like in our ground clearance. That was really, really good. Nice bit of ground clearance there. I mean, you can see it's got quite decent ground clearance, but especially with those wheels and tyres, you know, they are quite large. Here we got another nice bank here. Just see what it does climbing. I think it'll probably struggle with that route, so we might have to go around that a little bit. But let's see how it climbs. Nice, did it in the end. So one of the strong points I think about this rig is the slow speed control. So with some other rigs, you know, when you come up against like a route like this, an obstacle, you know, it'll kind of jam up. But let's just see if we can just feather our way through it and just see how it does. So I'm just going to try and keep a constant kind of throttle. Look, see, just keeps just climbing over, no problem at all. Whereas, you know, if I was doing that on my TRX 4M, especially stock, it would just hit the root and just stop, and then you'd have to give it more throttle, and then it would lurch and jump. You know, I do think the slow speed control on this is probably one of the best you can get, to be honest, for an RTR, especially for the price point and what you get with it. Well, I think that's really good. You know, I mean, I would say overall, you know, really good 2-speed, really nice slow speed control. The tyres aren't bad, although I would say, to be honest, the tyres on the K5 are better. You know, I think those tyres are probably more suited to, well, they are meant to be a mud terrain tyre. They do pretty well on the roots and stuff like that, but yeah, definitely not as good as the K5 tyres. Obviously with that Power Wagon body, you've got a bit less weight up top, so I think it is a bit more stable than the K5 out of the box. And obviously, you know, definitely worth oil filling those shocks. Still working after going in the water, so, you know, that's a good sign as well. Like I said, I've ran my K5 in the water and everything without any problems. I've ran the Smasher in the water without any problems. You know, I do think they are pretty waterproof. You know, I would say for the price, this has got to be one of the best ready to run mini crawlers on the market. You know, with everything you get with it, I think the value for money is just excellent. If you want an FCX24 but you're not sure which one to go for, if you're not fussed on the K5 body, then I would say this one probably performs a little bit better out of the box than the K5, other than the tyres. But, you know, they're both really good rigs. So yeah, I'm really happy with it. I definitely recommend it. So anyway, I hope you found that helpful. Drop me a comment if you've got any questions. Don't forget to like the video if you enjoyed it, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss upcoming videos. Thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.